Yo, what is going on, everybody around the world? Welcome to another check in for the Summer of CCNA. My name is Zach, and I will be your host today. I am not Network Chuck. I know a lot of people here are going to be asking about him, but he got tied up today doing something really amazing. I don't even know if I can announce what he's doing officially, but he's doing something you'll hear about it for sure. So he won't be joining us, but we will be joined by Jeremy and Micah today from Network Chuck Academy. Today, Jeremy is going to be going over basically a switch stack setup. So from start to finish, kind of how do you set up your switches in an environment? So we're going to actually see the physical equipment being set up from start to finish. And if y'all have questions, please go ahead and throw them in the chat as we are going through them, and we'll pick them out and try to answer them as we can. If you're not familiar with what this is, you're wondering what's going on, the Summer of CCNA is a program from Network Chuck Academy where we are teaching y'all in 4 months just about everything you need to know to pass your CCNA exam. And I'm very excited because if you haven't joined, let me pull this up real quick. I was not prepared, and I should have been. I have a few things to announce today, but one of those I would like to tell you about, and I'll put the link for the course in the chat, is that now all of the Summer of CCNA material that's currently released is free and open to all of the free Summer CCNA subscribers, meaning sign up for free, you're going to get access to all of that course material, just the videos and the quizzes that are included for the Summer of CCNA. Before, we had it on like a rolling 2-week window, and it was kind of difficult to deal with from you as the student and for us to manage. So we just decided to open it up for everybody. So you get all of the material for free. You don't get access to the labs. So if you want access to the labs, you are going to have to subscribe, but you can go back and you can catch up with where we're at in the program. So go and check that out if you can. My upper fans are not spinning. Why? Well, because those are the fans for my video card. And if my video card isn't doing anything too taxing, they won't spin. That's why they're not spinning. But hello, everybody. Welcome again today. We get these sessions started about 10 minutes early. So we do these live daily check-ins every single day for our premium Summer CCNA users. Twice a month, we do these live public I said live too many times, but we do these public live streams twice a month so that everybody can kind of see what it is that we're up to. So as I said earlier today, we'll have Jeremy Chara joining us to walk us through setting up a switch stack, which I am super stoked about. So yeah, if y'all have questions, you're more than welcome to put them in the chat. If you haven't joined us on Discord yet, please join us on Discord, because that's where all of the fun and excitement happens. That's where we try to bring all of the community together so that we can communicate with each other, so that we can hang out, so we can network with one another, because that's like the unlearned skill that you don't hear about in many classes and courses for IT. social networking. It's one of the most important things that you can do to progress your career. So join us, Network Check Academy Discord. We would love to have you there. We're going to be doing giveaways today only on Discord. So if you want to be part of the giveaway and win some free stuff, you'll want to be on Discord. So you can join us in the live chat. It's the live stream chat on Discord. And I believe, I have to open this up for everybody. I did not do that. Now everybody has access to the live stream chat. So if you join us on Discord, I'll share my screen here right quick so you can see on Discord under the premium Summer of CCNA section, you're going to find live stream chat. This should be open for everybody now. I'm just going to move this over to the Summer of CCNA. That way I know for sure everybody's going to be able to access this. Just because Discord settings are kind of weird. You never know. But you should be able to join us in the live stream chat. Please do that because, again, I'll be doing giveaways there. So if you want to win some free stuff, join us in that chat. And before we begin, I also want to give a huge shout out to our partners over at SkillBit. If you're not familiar with SkillBit, they are a wonderful platform. They used to be called MetaCTF, but we partner with them for all of our virtual labs. So if you subscribe to the Summer of CCNA or you're one of our premium students for the Summer of CCNA, we're utilizing SkillBit's labs to host all of our virtual labs that we're doing. So all of the, from week 3 on, you get access to all of the virtual labs if you're a subscriber or premium. And from there, you get hands-on with the CML, with the Cisco, command line, and you're getting experience learning how to use and configure switches and routers. And the SkillBit platform makes it possible for us. They also have many other learning offerings there at SkillBit that are all lab-based. SkillBit also does a lot of CTFs that capture the flags. They are amazing at offering that, and their labs are just fantastic. So please show your support to SkillBit. We would definitely appreciate that. Go holler at them. Tell them we sent you. And just a reminder, we'll be getting started with the actual session here in about 3 minutes. Jeremy should be joining us any minute now. And he's going to be giving us a hands-on with setting up some Cisco switches, routers, walking us through the physical equipment all the way to the command line. And it should be very exciting. Of course, I put the link up on there for the Summer of CCNA. If you haven't joined, please go and check it out if you can. When are you updating version 2? When version 2 comes out. That's probably when we'll update for version 2. Hello, Micah. Good to see you, sir.
Are you guys talking about version 2 of the CCNA?
Summer of CCNA, yeah.
Summer of CCNA. I thought you were talking about CCNA 2.0, which that.
Yeah. We'll have a new Summer of CCNA once the new CCNA comes out. And I know somebody's going to ask, well, should I wait to take my CCNA? No, don't wait.
Just do it.
Don't do it.
Do it.
Yeah, just go and do it. You have plenty of time. The new CCNA doesn't come out until February.
When you got your CCNA, nobody cares. They don't ask. They're like, "Oh, you got it? Cool." About the only real major difference that I'm going to say, Zach, you know the differences with the 1 point. I think it's 1.2 and the 2.0, right?
I bet there's more AI.
Now, where you wouldn't be wrong, that's not his main focus. The main focus, difference-wise, from what I understand, has been that they want to shift it more toward troubleshooting, which is basically like get yourself ready for real world. Which, I mean, if you've been doing the labs, shameless plug for SkillBit and all that other stuff like that, rah. Okay, if you've been doing the labs, you've been doing the hands-on stuff to get yourself job ready, and that's the whole point. It's job readiness. So they can change anything they want, but it doesn't change the fundamentals. And you're going to get job ready either way. So 1.2 or 1.8 or 2.10, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. It's a CCNA. Go get yourself job ready.
For sure. If people aren't familiar with who you are, Micah, tell everybody who you are.
Oh, I am not Chuck. That's who I am.
Neither one of us are Chuck. I'm so sorry. He's tied up today. I know we had somebody else ask again, but yeah, Chuck is tied up today with something. He's doing something really, really cool. I don't know if I can officially say it out to the public, so I'm not going to. But
Oh,
if Jeremy does that, I'll leave it to Jeremy.
yeah,
To
that'll be the
do
cat out of
that.
the bag at that point.
Yeah, right.
Okay, well, Zach, I mean, you're telling me that I should talk about myself, and I'll flip that back at you. Who do you say I am?
Who do I say? I say that you are
Sure.
the goat behind the scenes, although now you're in front of the scenes right now. But Micah does everything. You're like the Zach of all trades for the academy.
Zach of all
Yeah,
trades.
yeah, you
That's
are.
awesome.
But Micah handles a lot of the support. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but he gets all of the material up on the course ready to go. He's going through all of the labs, making sure they're working or troubleshooting them, fixing them.
Yep.
Micah helps get all the website stuff ready, good to go. Helps with emails. I'm like just listing off everything you do that I can, like, I'm thinking of, but you do a lot. Micah does a lot for us. So everybody, please say thank you to Micah, because we couldn't do a lot of what we're doing in the summer CCNA without him.
Those are a lot of words.
You do a lot of things.
I appreciate it, Zach. Thank you.
Absolutely. Jeremy, how you doing today, my friend?
I am doing great.
Are you ready?
I'm telling you, if this works, it will be a miracle. Just from so you think like, oh, this will be cool. Let's do a lab where we do everything up to this point in the CCNA all in one. And then I start realizing it's not the lab, it's not the config. Like I would love to do that. It's the camera angles, and I've like just decimated my office. Like the kids walked in, which you'll see in just a second, and they were like, "What happened?" I'm like, "CCNA." Like it just like I've got anyway. You'll see. So yes. And the funny thing is, I think. So I've got yes, my computer is already like freezing because I think there's so many people that are in attendance to this. Like it's struggling to keep up. So
You're gonna have to reboot Windows 95, I think, Jeremy.
I know. So as I mentioned, this is going to be way more exciting than the France World Cup game right now. I mean, they haven't even scored. I mean,
yeah.
How fun is that? But anyway, that's where Chuck is at. As if you were at the live stream yesterday, I think Zach already mentioned it.
I didn't. I wasn't sure that I could say it out to like everybody. I knew that we shared it to our students.
I'll say it, and if we get in trouble, I'll just blame it on Chuck. But he went. I mean, the World Cup is in Texas, and so he went to one of the games. Of course, when you have a following of millions, the guy who runs the network for FIFA, the World Cup and all this, he's like, dude, you're Network Chuck. And he's like, and so anyway, they spoke. And so Chuck is there right now creating a video of how they are actually live streaming the FIFA games all around the world, exploring their network. So I was like, fine, you get a pass.
Yep.
But yeah, so Micah is jumping in, and let's go because I'm
ready to get started. All right.
Yeah, I'm.
And here I was just wondering what a FIFA is. I was like, did Cisco put out a new release of something? And I didn't get that.
Jeremy, before you get started, I do want to make a couple announcements here real quick. So if you're joining us, welcome to the Summer CCNA program. If you haven't joined the program yet, I have exciting news. You can click on the link here or scan the QR code or whatever. But as of today, and thanks to Micah, all of the summer CCNA material for our free students is open and available for you. So before, we had our free summer CCNA students on a rolling 2-week window. We're releasing content 2 weeks at a time. We were taking stuff away. Now you guys can access all of the material. You're not going to be able to access the labs, but you will be able to access all of the video material, all the reading material, and all of the quizzes as well. So if you want to go and catch up with where we're at in the summer of CCNA, you can absolutely go ahead and do that. If you are brand new and want to get started with your CCNA journey, please join the free summer CCNA program. We are here to help you and support you as much as you can. And we do these two live streams just like this every single month, well, up until the end of August. So we have 3 more to go, I believe, 3 or 4 more to go based on how the weeks work out, where they're open to everybody. So today, Jeremy is going to be going over a full kind of like a stack setup with switches, routers, going in the command line a little bit there to configure those as well. So we're going to get very much hands-on today. So if you like, this experience, please consider joining us, and please make sure you also join us on Discord if you haven't, because I am going to be doing some giveaways while we're doing the live stream today, and you can only enter those giveaways by being part of Discord. So you're going to want to join us on Discord and go to the live stream chat in Discord and tune in there, because that's where the giveaways will start. So be sure to join us there. And the last thing that I have is be sure to check out Skillbit, because they help give you guys all the access to the labs that we have. So Micah is a huge supporter and help with getting all of our labs configured and set up. So huge, everybody say thank you to Micah. But Skillbit is our host for all of these labs. So if you join us for the subscription or the premium Summer of CCNA, and you start working through all the labs, you'll see what Skillbit offers. They're all very reliable. They're really quick. They spin up and down very quickly. And they get you that hands-on experience with a switch and a router. So you don't have to go get the physical equipment if you can't afford it. So that's what we're all about, is trying to give you as much hands-on experience as we can throughout this program. So with that, thank you for letting me blabber. Jeremy, he's here. He's ready.
Well, while Jeremy's running around back there getting his coffee, can I say hey to a buddy of mine that I see him in the chat?
Of course you can.
I'm gonna do it. Hey, Henry Kranz. Yeah. I can't talk back to him. He's not in the Discord, but
they should join the Discord.
He's commenting on YouTube, so hey, long time no see.
All right, Zach, the true test is happening. So I just joined my laptop sitting behind me, which has a camera. Oh, good. So Zach, you're going to have a lot of juggling during this. Okay, cool. It focused. You're going to have a lot of juggling during this. Got to get the getting these camera angles back and forth and between the screen and everything else. So the goal that we had, and some of you, I hope, maybe not, will recognize the Lego guys from a long ago CBT Nuggets CCNA course, where some of you know I have 7 kids, and when I was doing a giant lab just like this long ago. This is like 10 years ago, maybe, for CBT Nuggets, and I had and so every time I would change labs, the kids would come in and move the Lego guys around and set up little forts and all that kind of stuff. We had battles. Port security was involved. It was awesome. So for old time's sake, I brought back the Lego guys. My now 7-year-old and 10-year-old came and set them up this time around. And they're like, why are we doing this again? I'm like, don't you remember? And they were like, no, we don't. And so nonetheless, that's that. So this is the Summer of CCNA Half Point Lab. The challenge is, can we configure live on real gear all the topics that we've talked about up to this point in CCNA? I think we can. So I thought I'd make it a game. So the rules of the game is, first off, this will be a configuration focus. We have literally been live every day, meaning Chuck, Zach, occasionally Micah will join us since May the 4th, a very memorable day, right? We said we're going to stay live with you every single day talking about topics. And so this one, we are going to have a configuration focus, meaning I'm going to give a light description of each concept, and that's all that's going to be permitted, because you guys know at this point, you get me going and I will be like, and then this, and then this. And so I have given Zach squirrel power. So the rule of the game is Zach pulls up the squirrel at any given moment, we're done. And we're going to go, okay, let's move on, because we will not finish this lab if we don't stay focused. Okay. We will stop every 5 minutes and we will check for relevant questions. Micah, that's his role. He will manage the questions. He'll pop up ones that on screen for quick answer. And I put a little asterisk there saying, assuming we're not running out of time, because we've only got 90 minutes. So we got to get through this. So Micah, it is your job. So we are at 2:10 p.m. in my time zone right now. Well, 2:09. So starting 2:15. Let's hit questions. And this lab was completely created by hand, top of mind, by a very non-AI Jeremy. This was not AI'd in any way. So if I forgot something and you call it out and Micah sees it, that's the key, or we'll implement it and we'll give you a free Summer of CCNA t-shirt. Same thing if I make a mistake, as we had before, we had one of the labs where there was something funky with VLAN 1. Someone chatted in, they're like, oh, try creating another, and they solved it. So if I make a mistake and you solve it and it's seen by Micah, and he'll be the first one, because otherwise, I mean, we're doing all of this for free. So it's we can't bankrupt ourselves. So the first one that he sees gets a free Summer of CCNA t-shirt. So with that in mind, let's begin. This is the lab. And actually, Zach, flip on over to the camera view of this. What you're seeing on that diagram is exactly this. Now, this is not cabled at all yet, because that's going to be part of the lab. We've got a cafe. So we've got Cafe Switch 01 right here. Cafe Switch 02, I labeled them with a little label, and Cafe 01 router. This is a coffee house network. Our little Lego guys building forts on top of it. All the cables, I've got a console connection because we're going to be using that. I've got power. So let's look at the lab as it begins. We'll come back to the diagram in just a second. So we're going to start off with the console, factory default, and physical cabling. So you just bought a glut of gray market Cisco gear off eBay, which, by the way, some people say, is that illegal? Actually, it is. It is to use in a production network. Many people don't know that because Cisco's iOS is copyright and it is non-transferable. So when you buy eBay equipment and throw it in a production network, technically you are breaking the law, but not at home because it's a lab, it's non-production, right? So we bought it for our cafe illegally. So erase the configuration on all three devices and cable it to the previous network diagram. So I'm going to keep this up here because it's got all the ports that are labeled. And the first thing I'm going to do is we got to get a console connection set up. So this is where it's going to get interesting. Shoot, there's my computer. I'm going to jack this into the, oh, shoot. Crap. Hang on.
Technical difficulties. We'll be right back with you.
Well, we're right here.
Yeah.
But
I think he may have accidentally hit his power button or something. He bumped something.
Restarting Windows 3.1.
Yep, I knew it was going to happen.
So,
he did get the Windows 95 reboot going.
Oh, it does look like it's reloading.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I very much think that was the case. He did this the other day too. He put his foot on top of his computer and shut it down.
It is the dumbest design ever. So I quickly went, you know how Windows is like, this program is delaying. I'm like, cancel. And so dumbest design ever is to put a power button right on the top. So when one rests thy hand on the computer to plug in a console cable, you hit the power cord. I told you.
All right, Jeremy, I see your button next to the like I see that and I raise you the poor design decision with Mac Mini to put the button for power underneath. Yeah. So I mean I don't know. All
right,
Jeremy, do you want to share your document again too whenever you get a chance?
Oh yeah. You mean the one that's closed now because Windows has closed everything from hitting the power button? Hang on.
Yes, sir.
We will. Yep. Hang on. Almost there.
This is the fun of doing live stuff and also like things going bad. And it's a great learning experience for everybody because you have one of the best teachers here to walk you through some of these things who just remains very level-headed and calm. You know, like that's like so important though, like for people to understand, because like you're gonna run into an issue just like you, right? You shut off your computer on accident, you get so mad and frustrated, but Jeremy's just like, nope, it's all good. We're gonna keep going.
All good. We are good. So I've got Putty open, and I know it's super small, good old 4K monitor. So I'm gonna jump over here. I can't make this larger as it stands. So I just plugged in, as you saw when I hit the power button, a USB. So that is a USB console cable. You can get them off of eBay. And I'm going to open Device Manager on Windows. Mac has a whole thing. If you want to go through this, it actually creates a device. I mean, Mac is Linux based or Debian based, so you have to find it in the terminal. So again, you can't make this any bigger in Windows. So right here is where I'm going to go to the COM, and I see it has assigned my console cable COM4. Sweet. So I come in here to PuTTY. I'm going to change the serial line to COM4. Speed 9600 baud. That's the old days. I'm going to open that up. It opened on a different monitor, of course. And let's get all our terminal settings so you guys can see this A-OK. Okay, so we've got Morpheus is the router's name. I was just hitting enter a number of times. I'm going to hit change settings, and we'll go to appearance, change. And let's get this guy bigger. And we'll go bold. Okay. We'll go with, yeah, I think that should be fine. I was going to change it green, but this is fine. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got Morpheus. This is the, Zach, can you flip over to the second camera real quick over here? There we go. This is plugged in the console port of the router as of right now. So on Morpheus, I'm going to hit the enter key, get into privilege mode. And the first step was erasing all the configurations. Fastest way to do that is by typing in, oh, Zach, you got to flip back to the, there we go. Right erase. So I'm going to be constantly bouncing back and forth. So erase of NVRAM complete. So you can, but I mean, if you're right there, you can flip the switch, click, and it's off, and turn it back on. Or you can type in reload like I'll do with the switches, because switches have no power switch. So we're not, unless you pull out the cord. So I'm going to reach around the back, plug into the console port on the back of the switch. Zach, can you still hear me over here? I don't know if it's picking me up.
Yeah. I mean, you're a little bit lower, but we still hear you pretty good.
All right. So I'm on switch 1. I plugged into the back, hit the enter key a couple times. You can see the theme of the last lab I was configuring. Any guesses as to what movie that was? Right erase. Enter. On switches, I'm also going to do a dir of flash because in flash is this file called vlan.dat, which hangs around even when you erase the configuration. So I'm going to say delete flash :vlan.dat. There we go. Yes, yes, and reload. Now, it will ask you when you're erasing the config, do you want to save your config? If you want to erase your config, the answer is no. Otherwise, you'll undo everything you just did, and it'll rewrite the running config to the startup config. All right, moving it down 1 to the switch at the bottom. Click. Jumping back to the command prompt, hit the enter key a couple times. Looks like this is NVSW01. So I always make my password Cisco. Right erase. Yep, it's gone. Delete flash :vlan.dat. Enter, 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 enter. Reload. Nope. Done. Okay. All our devices are booting. That is a great time to get some cabling going on. So this is what we've got. And Zach, I'm not sure how we're going to do this, but we'll do it. We've got the devices on the screen. I'm pointing right here. I'll use my mouse right here, labeled and I'm showing what ports should connect to what. Now you can see right here on my stack, I've got a stack of Ethernet cables. Great little guys for labs because they're super short and super thin. They're thin line. They actually take out all of the shielding on these guys. So get it connected. Fast Ethernet 0/1. The Lego guys may take a fall during this. To 1 right here. Oh, Biker just went down. Fast Ethernet 0/2. You know what? I should have I have a wireless mic. I should have wore that thing. That's all right. We'll only connect cables once. Fast Ethernet 0/2. Okay, good. So we've got the first 2 cables plugged in. That's going to be the trunk between the switches. Looking at the switch Fast Ethernet 0/24 on switch 1. Click. That's this guy here. It's going to connect to gigabit Ethernet 0/0 on the router. Click. We've got the internet connection coming in to Gigabit Ethernet 0/1, which I happen to have a secret router under the desk. That is our ISP. Click. That is plugged into Gigabit Ethernet 0/1 on there. Now, okay, the WAP. I've got a little ubiquity WAP here because we're at the halfway point of Sumer of CCNA, not into the wireless config yet. So we'll get this guy plugged in. He will remain offline during this, but he will at least have an honorable mention. And he's plugged into Fast Ethernet 0/3 on switch 2. Click. There we go. So he's plugged in. And then what am I missing here? Got 2 more cables. Oh, the computers. So right over here, it's going to be kind of fuzzy. This is Rico and Bob. So each one of these guys, this is where all the unexpected stuff I didn't think would take so much time. It took time. I had to get Ethernet adapters for all of these guys. So Zach, can you flip back to the network diagram as the primary window? There we go. So you can see Rico is going to be that top laptop right there. He's going to be plugged into Fast Ethernet 0/20, and then Bob is going to be the bottom laptop plugged into switch 2. He's going to be on Fast Ethernet 20 down there, but they are going to be on different VLANs. That'll be part of our config. So
really quick, I just want to ask the chat, how many of y'all remember Bob from Jeremy's teaching? If you do, please let us know in the chat. Yeah, look at Bob came back from the dead, zombie Bob. I love it.
Comments, yeah, yep. That's exactly what it was right there.
All right.
I was waiting for somebody to mention bricks.
How's my camera doing? Still hanging on there?
Yep, we got it.
All right, good. I've got laptop 1 and laptop 2, which will be how we end up testing all of this when it's said and done. All right, just brought those online. I need to refocus my camera. 1 second.
All right, while you're doing that, Jeremy, they in the chat, they're blowing it up here, saying, is Bob dead? Is he resurrected? R.I.P. Bob. He's dead. What is the? I mean, this is a saga here at this point. Is he back to life officially?
Bob did die. He is now a zombie Bob because he violated the rules of subnet. If you guys remember that correctly, we killed him. I think Jack replaced him, but I couldn't remember Jack's name when I was doing this. So zombie Bob. I should have brought one of the zombie Legos that the kids have into this. But this, by the way, this is what a good lab looks like. It's a mess. You've got cables running every which way. Okay, Zach, go ahead and flip back over to the config because now we have all of these physically connected. And so, yeah, actually, I see pink calico right there. Oh, actually, the questions are coming. The comments are coming so fast I can't even click them. That's right. That's why Bob ended up dying. Is he touched the host bits. Anyway, Micah,
don't touch the host bits.
It's been 5 minutes. So let's pause for a second. Any questions that you want to bring up at this point as I scroll down to the next section?
There are a load of questions, and they're kind of here and there, but a lot of them are coming in from YouTube, and it's going so fast past. How much is the subscription? There, I can't get that one. We got it. Put it up on the. There it is. How much is the subscription?
$30 a month.
That's
$30 a month. Gets you everything in Network Check Academy. We do still sell just the premium CCNA, and that's where Chuck and I are meeting with you every single day, Zach, as well. And it's halfway through, but if you want to jump in, you can. So that's still there. I can't remember how much that one is, but yes. What else? Anything else on? Let's stick to technical. Do we have access to
this one here? Do we have?
Yes. Yes, you will. So when this is done, I will I don't know how, but I will give you this document, which will be the complete lab. So good. I got to pick up the pace. IP address management. So we will have 3 different VLANs at Network Chuck Coffee Shop. And again, Micah, keep us true to 5 minutes for questions. Management, administration, and Wi-Fi. So the requirements say break the 192.168.10 network into at least 3 subnets. To accommodate this, each subnet will have at least 50 hosts. Now, I know some of you might look at that, and we talked about subnetting and go, so are we doing it on networks or hosts? If they tell you how many hosts, do it on hosts, because it says at least 3 subnets. It's kind of like, you need that for the VLANs. But if you have less than 50 hosts, you've missed the requirements. So figure it based on that. So let's subnet. I'm going to grab my pen. Oh, shoot. When I hit the power button of my computer, it rebooted to where my pen driver is not there. Hang on. Let's see if I can resurrect it. It's good. It's good. Okay, there we go. So subnetting, 50 hosts. That's what we're after. We were given 192.168.10.0/24. So step 1, convert 50 into a binary number. I know it's been, even though it's only been a couple of weeks, it feels like subnetting is so far away. That's why if you don't practice it, you lose it. So 50 is a binary number, 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. That's all our powers of 2. So no, no, yes. As soon as we find where our first 1 goes, as we're subtracting it, when we're converting from decimal to binary, we know, I mean, you can figure out the rest, but we know that 50 is actually 6 bits. I can't get the number 50 with any less than 6 bits. So step 2 is we take our original subnet mask, which is a /24, class C subnet mask, which is 24 ones, a whole bunch of ones, dot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros, the host bits. Don't make the mistake Bob did. So now we have to ask the question, are we creating more networks or are we saving the hosts? Well, we saw right there 50 hosts. So we're going to save 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we can't get the number 50. We can't get 50 hosts with any less than 6 bits. So the other 2 can flip over to the network side. And now we know our subnet mask actually just went 2 more to a /26, or in decimal, that'd be 255.255.255. And then if you convert those last 2, that'd be 128 plus 64. That would be 192. 192. So that's your subnet mask. That's our subnet mask that we will use everywhere in this network, right? So now the most crucial step is step 3, finding our network ranges. We were given 192.168.1.10. I use 1 so often. 10.0. So now we just start adding our. I'm moving too fast. Our increment. We got to start adding. We got to figure out what that is. That is the lowest network bit converted back to a decimal number. That's 64, right? 64. So now we start adding our increment. 64, 128. 192. And then the last one is 256 if we keep adding 64 every single time. And you fill in your end ranges, 192.168.10.0 through 63, through 127, through 191, and through 255. You actually, they said at least 3 subnets, and we got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 that are all set up and ready to assign. So this could be our network 1. This is 2, 3, and I guess we'll have a bonus of network 4. We can see easily just by glancing at it that every one of those get at least 50 hosts. So we've done the network design for this. I'm going to bring this back over here to the instructions. There we go. So we've now broken that up, and I'm going to save that in the background. I've got it right here because we will start using those and assigning those to the devices in just a second. All right, scrolling down. Now we need the base configuration for these devices. At this point, I guarantee you they've rebooted. I've got my console cable plugged into the bottom switch there on the left-hand side. So if you look right here, that would be Cafe Switch 2. That's what I'm plugged into on the console port right now. So we're going to put a base configuration on each one of these devices, which includes...
How about before we do that, that's 5 minutes right there, Jeremy.
Yes,
you want to jump in? I mean, it's natural point right there. I mean, it's perfect.
All right, what questions you got for me?
Okay. Well, we got a handful of them here. We'll start with, oh, we already got that one. Sorry about that. I got the wrong one up here. Will we be covering WAN links between cafes and shelters /
That will come
office?
in the second half of CCNA. When you start bringing other offices and routing protocols, that's the second half. I plan to do this again at the end, unless I die doing this. But that will include all of the WAN links to the fallout shelters and everything else and the other cafes, but not in this one. This is the LAN environment for Cafe 1.
Okay, and then next is kind of like a two-parter here. Little bit different topic here. Do you think it's okay for me to continue the Udemy course and use this material of yours? Thanks a lot, too. Is that course okay for learning? And the follow-up question...
Well, I'll respond to that one while you're pulling it up. So I don't know. So there are hundreds of CCNA courses on Udemy. So I'm not sure which one. I never created a Udemy course, neither did Chuck. So I'm guessing maybe like a David Bombal or something. Sure. The challenge that you'll get is every instructor will teach things a little bit different. And your problem won't be having too little information. It's having too much. And so I would hold back from, I would just go through one course. If it's Udemy, pick Udemy. If it's Sumer of CCNA, pick that one and dive into it. Maybe use Udemy if something that I explain is confusing. I can't imagine that would happen. Or just go all Udemy, because I think if you start blending them, it's going to get messy. And we built this course to be very real world. So it doesn't follow a typical Cisco flow of like, here's the OSI model. Here's the 3-tier architect. It's like, no, we're getting in and we're configuring stuff on live gear. So that it's a different flow than everything else.
And I guess last.
Thanks, Jeremy.
In global mode, instead of getting out down to enable mode, that hurt my brain a little bit.
Yep.
I know what you're saying. Can we just use a do show or do et cetera?
Yes,
instead?
we can. And we'll get into, actually, if we're starting to get into some of the configuration commands, let's actually jump over into the configuration. So hold off on any other questions until we get here, because I think a lot will be solved as we do this. So I'm
just really quick. I want just so everybody knows that there is one giveaway that started. I think there's only a couple minutes left for you to enter. Jeremy's not allowed to enter it though. But if y'all haven't joined it, he won the last time.
It was awesome.
I know.
I still did
rigged. But I put the link in the chat, so please be sure to join that. Go ahead, Jeremy.
All right. So I'm on switch 2 right now. So you never want to enter initial configuration dialog. You just don't. You'll end up configuring AppleTalk, IPX, SPX here. It's not something you want to be in. So we'll get into privilege mode. All good. I'll just do a quick show IP interface brief, my favorite all-time command. You can see this is pretty much an unconfigured switch. It has no config. So first thing, and I'm going to flip back and forth. It says, okay, host name, logon banner, enable secret password. So we're going to go into global configuration mode. If you've been hanging with us the whole time, thank you. There's a reason for that. We're going to type in host name, Cafe SW02. That just happens to be where our cable's plugged in. Logon banner, MOTD. That's message of the day, so that people can see it. And there is a good reason for this. If somebody logs into your device and they have not seen a disclaimer saying, I'm not allowed to do this, there is legal recourse they can take that, oh yeah, there was nothing telling me not to log into this device. So very good practice to type in banner of the day. Very confusing context sensitive help when you hit the question mark. C, banner text C, or C is the delimiting character. It's like, what does that mean? It just means pick a character you're not going to use in your logon banner. I just picked %. And I'll hit the enter key and just say, do not log in. Simple enough. Ever. There we go. Hit the % key. I'm done. It pretty much covers me legally. I'll type in enable secret. Cisco, which will now protect the privilege mode. That's so I'm going to say check, 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 right? That I've now protected privilege mode. Now let's set the console password and the telnet password and clear password encryption. I could have said that a better way, actually. You'll see what I mean. I'm going to go into line console 0, and I'll just say password Cisco, which is, by the way, the worst password you could ever use on a Cisco device. Line VTY 0 _ 4, which is all the 5 telnet ports, 0 through 4. Password Cisco, and exit out of that. And now here's where I'll say that clear password encryption, and I'll answer the question that was just asked before. I'll type in do show run to look at the running config. And if somebody was looking over my shoulder right about now, Zach, don't look. You would see my passwords right there in clear text. So I'm going to say, no, I don't want that. So I'm going to type in service password encryption, which encrypts all of those. Now, if I do a show run and scroll down to the bottom, you'll see that those passwords are at least hidden. It's not strong encryption, but it's way better than just seeing Cisco there in plain text, right? Port descriptions, management IP address, synchronous logging. Okay, so let's hit those 3 things. Port descriptions, I'm just going to do a few of them so you get the concept. I'll do a show. Actually, let me go back here. Right there. So we're on Cafe Switch 2, right? And I'll just put a port description on Fast Ethernet 0/1 and 2 and 3, letting me know what those are. So I'll come back here. Interface range. So I'll do Fast Ethernet 0/1 through 2 at the same time. Description, and we'll say connection to Cafe SW01. Good. Exit back out and do interface Fast Ethernet 0/3 and do a description WAP, right? Just so we know what's plugged in. And that way, when we do we could do a couple things. We can do a show interface description and hit the enter key, and you'll be able to see real quick what all those ports connect to. Very cool command. I love concise table-like commands, and this is one of them. And right there, I can see my descriptions, or of course, they show up in a show run. Like if I did Fast Ethernet 0/1, you can see right there on there. Oh, yes. Micah's hitting me with questions. Hit him, Micah.
You clicked the wrong.
Oh,
so here's just so you guys know, for a pro tip, if you guys are going to click on a question because they're coming in so quick, scroll up in the window so that way it doesn't scroll down. Because you know what I'm saying?
Got it.
Somebody said you forgot a command though, Jeremy.
I did ish. So BLN may have just won a free shirt right there. But the I know it's kind of hiding right here. Right here, he said, you forgot the login command. I didn't, but you're still going to get a free shirt because you're right. On textbook wise, you're supposed to type in login under there. It's actually in there by default on VTY ports. But he's right. Actually, line console 0 login. There it is. That's where I forgot it because it's not. So even though I have the password under there, it's not going to require it until I type in the login. I thought immediately he was talking about the VTY ports. Nope. He was talking about the console port. And so now legitimately, absolutely, you just want a free t-shirt. Sumer of CCNA. Good. Man, I was so prepared to be like, no, I did not. And then I'm doing a show run. I'm like, yes, I did.
I was going to say, I wasn't going to argue either way, but I mean, hey, let's get that in front of you. Do you want to take a couple of these other questions that pile up here? There was one in here and it disappeared. My apologies, but it was requesting, What about VTY lines 5 through 15? Because we can see that in the show run. What are we doing with that?
Actually, that is a great point. Right here, you see these VTY 0 or 15 through 5 through 15. Standard wise, so back in the day when Cisco built Cisco devices like Adam and Eve, Garden, Apple, Snake, Cisco device, right there. They only had 5 telnet ports, 0 through 4. And then in some large networks where they have multiple administrators coming into these large switches at a time, people were like, we need more. And so you'll see some switches, they'll have like an extra 10 or 11. Some switches will have hundreds more VTY ports. Just choose however many ports you expect to use all at the same time. Remembering each telnet session or SSH session to the device consumes one of those. So if you never plan on having more than 5 administrators, which I would never plan to have more than 1 or 2 accessing that device at a time, then there's no need to light up these other ports to accept those. But if you're in a large network where you have either AI devices or AI administration or script-based administrations where things are accessing devices all the time, you might need more ports. So that's why those are there. Any other questions?
Okay, so rapid fire. Here we go.
Yep.
Next questions. Are you ready? Thanks at Network Chuck Academy. As this course was already sponsored, why can't you just give away everything for free?
This course was not sponsored, actually. As a matter of fact, this course is costing a lot of money, a lot more than we thought, because we gave it away for free. Tens of thousands of people signed up for this course, and I didn't realize bandwidth costs money, and it does. And so yes, it's not. This isn't a sponsored course. There is nobody funding this course other than the generous people that signed up for the monthly membership or bought the course straight up. So yes.
Sponsored by Network Chuck
sponsored
Academy.
by us.
Okay, next. Here we go. Are we going to review BGP and
second
IPv6?
part. That'll be in the second. The next time we do this at the end, we haven't hit BGP and IPv6 yet. We will talk about them next time.
Okay. Next, does a CCNA ever cover switch dev, DP, DK, or VPP?
I'm not even going to go into that just for sake of time. Nope, does not.
And here's a comment for you about the giveaway. If Jeremy wins again,
all right, yeah, on the free shirt giveaway. Cool. All right, well let's continue on because I'm looking at the clock and I'm going to run out of time. So okay, we've got the port descriptions, management IP address. Now this may be new for those of you that are going through the CCNA course with us. In that CCNA course, we have management on VLAN 1, which is the easy route. In the real world, oftentimes management is moved to a different VLAN than VLAN 1, and VLAN 1 is actually shut down completely. So this may be new for you guys if you haven't seen it before. So I'm going to assign the management IP addresses to VLAN 10. Now, again, coming back up here, right up to the top. Actually, let me do this. I'm going to have, just so I don't have to scroll back and forth. I'm going to do, there we go. I'm going to have a PowerPoint slide that I can switch back and forth between this and the PDF. That'll make it super fast. Okay, so these devices. So I'm on Cafe Switch 2. You can see the IP address of this guy should be 192.168.10.3. We got 10.2 and 10.1. Let's get those set up. So I'm going to go to the switch. We'll do interface VLAN 1. First thing I'm going to do is shut that guy down. We're not using interface VLAN 1. And by the way, that's an SVI, switch virtual interface. Oh, and I also haven't done line console 0 logging synchronous. That's, you saw where I was typing right at the end of these messages where I'm typing an exit right there. That's dumb. That's called synchronous logging, where it actually repaints what you were typing below messages. So now when things come out, they won't cut what I'm typing in half. Okay, so now I'm going to type in interface VLAN 10, and we will give this guy the IP address 192.168.10. And that's again where I'm going to come back to here, 10.3. And you remember, I'm going to show this again. It is from this first network. Remember, we're using the subnet mask 255.255.255.192. So we're going to use this range for our management. It's network 1, right? So I'm going to say 10.3, 255.255.255.192. Enter. No shutdown, although it is currently down. Why? Because I haven't created VLAN 10 yet. We'll do that in just a moment. Okay, so I'm going to go move my console cable and just do a save the config. Move my console cable up. Now I'm going to go fast. And please, if I forget something, don't throw me under the bus right here. So that was all of them, right? And now I'm going to go fast. Yes, I'm not going to do every port description. I'm just disclaiming right now. All right, so here we go on hyperspeed. No, enable global configuration mode. Host name cafe-SWO1. Right. I'm going to go right into line console 0 login. Don't forget that again. Password. Lost myself there. Exit out, line VTY 0 space 4, login required, password Cisco, whoa. Exit, enable secret. As you can see, it's all top of mind right now. Log on, let's do banner, MOTD. I'll use a $ this time just for fun. Do not log in. I'll leave the typo in there because it's fine. $, we're out. Enable secret. Cisco, line VTY. Oh, wait, no, I already did that. Interface VLAN 10, IP address 192.168.10.2, 255.255. Oh, gotta get that login synchronous. 192. No shutdown. Exit interface VLAN 1. Shut that guy down. Line console 0. Logging synchronous. I'm not going to do port. Oh, well, let's do one port description. Exit back out. Interface fast Ethernet 024 because this is connected over to Cafe Router 01. Description connection to Cafe RT1. Cool. Show interface description. Beautiful. We've got our one port description on there, and let me just make sure there's nothing I forgot. Telnet, enable secret, logon banner. Oh, config, service, password encryption. By the way, if you're taking the CCNA exam, maybe not this fast, but you should be pretty fast at doing base level configs like this. And what a lot of people will do is just glancing at all these. I think I got them all. Save the configuration. What a lot of people will do is they will do a show run and literally copy and paste this thing into a notepad file and then just paste it into the other devices. So Micah, while I am switching my console port one more time.
Well, here, hang on real quick before Micah goes, because there's a few people who said you didn't save the config to flash and not VRAM. You never did log on the other switch, and login console is still not enabled.
I so did. That was the WR. That was there we go. I'm in the router. I'm pretty sure I did. So I saved. I know I saved switch 2. I just saved switch 1. I think people are trying to jump the gun, and before I'm typing.
All right.
I think
I'm
they
just
might
making
be.
sure.
Those comments were coming in really fast, and I pinned them as they were coming in, and I was like, well, they're commenting faster than you're actually doing it. But I didn't want to interrupt you because that's too many free shirts.
Good. Well, I'm sitting on the router, which I answered no, and you can see the router is much slower than the switch, and a lot more status ports. So, Micah, why don't you hit some questions while I'm configuring this? If you want to answer,
yeah, sure. Here's one. Sure. So do away with VLAN 1. Do you make another VLAN the default route? I'm not really sure exactly about the default route, but if we're talking about the native VLAN, I believe that's going to be coming later on in the document, if I read it correctly, that we're going to have another native VLAN, not VLAN 1. Is that right?
That is correct. And you can do away with VLAN 1. It's actually a best practice. Now, you can't technically get rid of VLAN 1 because it's default, but you can take all the ports out of it and you can shut down the VLAN 1 interface. And that is a best practice. Yes, and I resized my window so it's above the questions I'm trying.
So other best practice question here. Why don't you just copy the running conf and paste it on the switch 1? Why didn't we do that?
It's more fun. It's kind of like, you ever seen Toy Story where you got the pig who's like trying to find the channel and he passes it and they're like, oh, you passed it. He's like, nope, too late. I'm going. And it goes like all the way around. It's kind of what I'm doing right now. Yes, you're 100%. That's what I was saying. You could, a lot of people will copy the running config out and do that. But I'm like the pig. I'm hitting the button. I'm going. So
gotta go around the horn here. Yeah, no, I get it. One thing that I would have said is, I mean, the SVI is different from one switch to the next, so it's not exactly the same. A little bit of a different configuration, sure. I guess next question here is, will you also be doing CCNP?
Chuck says no. I'm saying maybe.
I like that answer.
Yeah, Chuck. So Chuck said if 1,000 people get their CCNA certification from the Summer of CCNA, he will get a CCNP. So I will say if he goes and gets a CCNP, we're doing CCNP. I've recorded the CCNP many times. Doing it for Network Chuck Academy would be a blast. Okay, banner. I'm losing my train of thought here. Banner, MOTD. Let's just use a star.
I can get you to lose your train of thought even quicker here. One last question. Do we want to get one more and then move on? We'll do it. Okay, wait. I can ask anything? How do I know if she still loves me?
Just ask. She'll tell you. She'll tell you. And you'll know when she's like,
communication is key, y'all.
I do. You know,
you use global configuration mode and then you use your do show commands. That's how you
Micah,
do it.
you have to go back. You did not say it right. Those are the rules of saying it. Go back.
There we go.
Global configuration mode.
Thank you.
All right.
And just really quick, sorry, Jeremy.
Yep.
We're kind of like halfway. So I just started another giveaway. This time we're giving away a premium voucher for the Summer of CCNA. So if you haven't signed up yet or you want to take that next step, be sure to join this giveaway. You want to be there for it, please. And before we go further too, just want to give another shout out to Skillbit because they help bring all of these labs. So everything that Jeremy is doing, you can pretty much do in our labs that we have with Skillbit. So please check them out, show your support for them, and we would appreciate that. And please, if you haven't joined the Summer CCNA, you can do that as well. I'll make sure I put links in the description. That's all. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Zach. All right, base configuration on 3 devices, sitting right there with our Lego crew is done. Now, and this is where I'm going out of order. Like in the Summer of CCNA, we're like, okay, let's talk about OSI model, things like. I'm like, this is not concepts, this is config, and this is exactly how I do this in the real world when I'm deploying networks. Once I get the base config, I'm like, okay, VLANs and IP address management. So it says set up and name the VLANs on the 2 switches, and set up a router on a stick configuration to route between all 3 VLANs. Assign the router the first IP address from each subnet. All right, we can do that. So again, I'm going to come back to this diagram. So we have 3 VLANs, VLAN 10, 20, and 30, management, administration, and public. Those are our 3 VLANs, right, that we're using for this network. We're going to create those on both switches first, and then we're going to set up the router as a router on a stick. Let's go. I'm going to go into, let's do the switches first. Move my console cable over. I'm going to start off on switch 1. Oh, the handicap Lego guy just took a hit.
You're taking out the handicap guy?
Hit the enter key a couple times. Oh. It was a console cable, wasn't me. So
you need a terminal server.
Show VLAN, see what's there right now. I've got my 1 default VLAN. So I'm going to go into global configuration mode, VLAN 10, name management. Thank you. VLAN 20, name admin.
Never gets old.
VLAN 30. So many memes coming from this this course. Name public. Good. I'm out. Show VLAN. So I've got all of these ports still in the default VLAN, but the VLANs are actually created. And so now, while I'm here, I said I need to turn on trunk ports. So I'm on switch number 1, fast Ethernet 0/1, 2, and 24, because that's the one going to the router on a stick, will be a trunk. So let's do that. I'll go into interface, range, fast Ethernet 0/1 through 2, switch port mode trunk. And actually, if I come back here to the lab, it says configure trunk ports between the switches, the WAP, and to the router on a stick. Allow only the 3 VLANs specified for the cafe. Set VLAN 10 as the native VLAN for the trunk ports. I'm telling you, this is hot and heavy stuff. This is all of the config in one place. We've talked about all this stuff. The WAP only gets VLAN 30 because that's public Wi-Fi, and the VLAN 10 native so we can manage the WAP. All right, that's a mouthful right there. So I'm going to do, I did switch port mode trunk. I'll do switch port trunk allowed VLAN, and we'll say 10, 20, 30. Enter. Oh, switch port trunk native VLAN 10. Let's just do a quick show run interface fast Ethernet. Oh, look at that action. Fast Ethernet 0/1. So there's the complete trunking configuration on this switch. And I'm going to show you some of the errors we just got. It says native VLAN 10. The only VLANs allowed are 10, 20, 30. So 1 is effectively dead. And it is a trunk. Now you can see right up front, it's like, oh, I just got a BPDU. There's our spanning tree. Inconsistent VLAN ID. We're getting native VLAN mismatch. Why? Well, because I've set up switch number 1 and I'm changing everything over, but switch number 2 hasn't been configured yet. Don't worry. And by the way, best practice is you actually shut down these ports while you're doing this configuration. Otherwise, and then you don't have to worry about all these error messages coming. So we've got those two, but I can't forget about this guy over here, fast Ethernet 0/24, right? So interface fast Ethernet 0/24. This is to our router on a stick, switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk allowed VLAN 10, 20, 30. And that's good. I'm leaving the native VLAN off specifically, and I'm going to explain that when we get to the router on a stick. This is something you'll want to catch. So I'm going to do a show interface trunk. There we go. And there we go. We've got our 2 interfaces right now that are showing trunks. It hasn't brought up the trunk on the router port yet because I haven't configured the router on the other side. It's still waiting to bring all of those online. Okay. I'm moving my console cable. Zach?
People are saying that you maybe forgot about encapsulation for the trunk. Is that true?
Very, very tricky. Oh, no, I didn't. So the question, someone's saying, did you forget the encapsulation? I give a free shirt for missed stuff, and people are on it. You guys are on it. So in the labs, there is an extra command you have to type in. It's switch port trunk encapsulation, and you choose between ISL and .1Q. Remember that? That's because Cisco came out with VLANs before anybody else did, and they created their own proprietary trunking protocol called ISL, right? Well, eventually the industry caught up, and they created the industry standard 802.1Q. 802.1Q, yes. That's the industry. So it's .1Q is the industry standard one. And so on newer switches like these 2960s, you see in the little thumbnail to the left here, these guys do not support ISL encapsulation. So they eliminated the command completely. Matter of fact, I'll show you. Flip back to the config. I'm now logging in. Do not log in ever. We've got it. We've got passwords. It's good. All right. So I'm going to go in. I'll do VLAN 10, name management. VLAN 20, name admin, VLAN 30, name public. Exit back out. And now we can get rid of these error messages because you can see it's like, hey, I'm VLAN 1 on my side. That's the little 1 in the parentheses. And I'm talking to that guy. He's VLAN 10 as his native VLAN. It's telling you right there what's going on. So we just have to fix it. Hang on. I'm going higher because the chats are. Did I miss a question on there?
No, somebody sent us a super chat. They're just saying, here, I'll put it back up because they're showing their support to us, and they just achieved their CCNP yesterday. So I just wanted to make
configuration mode.
Yeah, global configuration mode. Yes,
Awesome.
absolutely.
We're celebrating.
Yeah, 3 global configuration modes for that one.
Celebrate. Not the CCNP
Yes.
it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to get. Congratulations. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1 through 2. Nope. Interface range fast Ethernet 0/1 through 2. So now we can get rid of those commands. Switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk allowed VLAN 10, 20, 30, and switch port, the big one, native VLAN, switch port, switch port. I'm typing too fast. Native VLAN 10. There we go. It is very nostalgic watching your CCNA NP videos. I'm grateful, life-changing. Many thanks. Thanks to you. Thank you, Ahmed.
Yeah, and y'all, really quick, super chats are not required, y'all. We appreciate the support. By no means, don't feel obligated to give us a super chat, but thank you for being here.
Thank you for that. Yeah, and we do appreciate it. And that, by the way, all that money goes straight to Network Chuck, who's at FIFA, so he doesn't even deserve that money right now.
I love that.
Totally kidding. Sort of. All right, so I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to go into interface fast Ethernet 0/3 because this is our WAP, right? Hang on, let me come back here. Right there. It needs a trunk port as well because and if you're new to this, hang on, let me I know I've got all my VLANs there. I don't want to delete them. But if you're in the world of WAPs, you create SSID, right? Security set identifiers. Those are the network names that you see. And on high-end WAPs, like these Cisco devices or Ubiquiti devices or Cisco devices, you can actually map the SSID to a VLAN. And so this becomes a trunk port or a tag port, right? And so I can say the wireless network, free Wi-Fi maps to VLAN 30, which is our public network. And we can have a separate VLAN and a separate set of security for the public Wi-Fi. Whereas, you can have SSID, cafe, which is just for the employees mapped to VLAN 20. And that's cool, but that's why we need to have a trunk port on that fast Ethernet 0/3. Oh man, I am so running out of time and I'm going to go, you know what? I'm not running out of time. I'm going to speak encouraging words to myself. Jeremy, you are doing just fine. Switch port mode, trunk, and we're only allowing the public Wi-Fi to the WAP. So we'll do switch port, trunk, allowed VLAN. We'll do 10 and 30. Actually, we'll just do 30. And then we'll do switch port, trunk, native VLAN 10. I'm not even going to go into all the explanation of that one. But the short version is when I set the management IP address on that WAP so I can configure that WAP, it's going to end up on VLAN 10 because that's the untagged VLAN, or essentially when that WAP just tries to be joining the network, getting an IP address, it'll use VLAN 10. Man, I can already feel my voice getting raspy. That's how I'm like, I'm going to lose it. All right. So, okay. So we've got switch 2. We've got those two set up as trunk ports. We've got that set up as trunk ports. And we might as well, while we're down here, let's assign, let me get back to our instructions here. It says, okay, we've got the trunk ports configured. It says create a dead VLAN, VLAN 999, and assign all unused interfaces to the dead VLAN. Okay, we'll do that. But I'm going to skip to the bottom here. And it says assign Rico's laptop to VLAN 20 and Bob's laptop to VLAN 30. Thanks, Shelby. and ensure they get IP addresses, verify on the laptop and the router. So Bob, you can see right here, we're on switch 2 right now. He's on VLAN 30. So that's port 20. Okay. Interface fast Ethernet 0/20. Switch port mode, not trunk, access, because this is Bob. Let's do a description. Bob, the zombie. And we will do switch port access VLAN 20. No, 30 is what Bob, I can see it right there below my configuration screen. Bob is VLAN 30. Hit the enter key, and now I can come back and do a show VLAN. And Micah, I'm going to turn it over to you for some questions because I know I've passed that 5 minutes in my flurry.
Oh, yeah, you're just going
you.
so it's just so good that I can't stop you. I mean, you're trying to psych yourself up without positivity. I'm like, more. Okay, well, we'll give you a little bit of a break from that. Will the labs and CCNA courses be available after the
CCNA
summer?
course will be available for as long as the academy exists. The labs are only going to be available for 1 year. So if you sign up for the premium, you'll get access to those for 1 year.
Yes.
So.
Perfect tie-in for this next question. Here it is. Do I have to use Packet Tracer for the practice? After a year, maybe.
Maybe after a year. Yes. We have the
Once the
live
labs go
physical
down.
modeling
Yeah,
labs
exactly.
on the academy, and they are the real deal, where you're actually configuring real devices because it's running the real software. So you don't have to use Packet Tracer, even though I built the course that way. I did that because I know a lot of people only have access to Packet Tracer. And so, yeah, Packet Tracer, it's good, but it comes up short on a lot of things. It still has bugs and doesn't quite do things right, but it's definitely better than nothing.
Okay, here's a little bit more positivity to throw your way. VLAN pruning for the win. Right on. Here's one that came out here. It says, at Micah, does it count if I say Jeremy forgot to say a site safety?
No, that doesn't count. Site safety
Doesn't count.
What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
So really quick, I was wrong about the labs. They'll only be available until April of 2027. So if you sign up, you only get access to the labs until April of 2027. Just want to make that clear.
Awesome.
Okay. And I guess I'll get you this one. It's a decently long one, so you'll get your water break in here. Okay. Question. Long time ago, when I was first learning this back in college, my professor said that the best way to go about configuring switches and others is to go inside console, quickly set up a base config for login via SSH through a regular switch port. It goes on after this. Outside of importing a file to import into the start config through protocols like TFTP, is there a noticeable difference in the speed for manual configuring through console since it's 9600 baud?
You can actually hide the question so I can see the prompt behind it. You guys can notice that when I type in show run, if I'm hitting space, and you can see it's kind of just like it's not slow, but it's definitely not like like people are used to seeing. That is the 9600 baud. So a lot of people are like, I just want to get SSH configured and then manage it remotely. I'm not going to say I disagree with your professor because that's mean, but I disagree with your professor because when you're initially configuring your device, you're going to do all kinds of stuff that if you're accessing it remotely, you end up breaking your connection. And then you're like, oh, and then you got to go back there and play. Like when you're in the initial setup, you're doing a lot of stuff that will break your configuration and break your connectivity. So I like staying on the console port until I'm ready to go install it into a rack. Then I manage it remotely. And then I'm very careful about the commands I type in because I don't want to lose connection once it's remote. Good. Well, let's keep going. I'm hydrated.
I'll give you one. Okay. I was gonna say, I got one question that I was absolutely in love with.
All right. Let's hit that question. Now I'll switch on ports while you're doing that.
So when should you use add at the end of switch port trunk allowed VLAN, whatever number we're talking about?
Only if you don't want to get fired. Yes. Actually, that comment, Jamez, is a big one. I'll show the command. I'm now on switch 1. Let me just do a show VLAN real quick here, because I'm going to go in and assign. Yep, I want to get Rico on port 20 into VLAN 20. So let's go global configuration mode, interface fast Ethernet 0/20, switch port mode access, because it's only going to access one VLAN. And I'm going to type in switch port access VLAN 20. Might as well put a description. This is Rico. So the question was, when you're in a trunk port, like let's go into interface 0/24, which is connecting to the router, switch port trunk allowed VLAN. He's saying, shouldn't you type in add instead of just typing in, 10, 20, 30? And I said, only if you don't want to get fired. A lot of people forget to do that. So once you've got, so when you type, if I were to type in switch port trunk allowed, let's say I added VLAN 40, right? And I hit the enter key right here, it actually removes the previous VLANs that were on there, 10, 20, and 30, and just puts VLAN 40. It's devastating because it takes down the whole network, because you just lost your VLANs from the trunk. It replaces them with this. So the command add 40 keeps the ones that are there and adds 40 to the list. It's such a common mistake, and there's been so many network outages that have been caused by that, but they are severe, because usually if you make an accident and you make an accident, what's that even mean? You accidentally type in 40 and hit the enter key, you lose all your VLANs, which means you lose remote connectivity to the switch. That's where you're running them with a laptop and a console cable, like, oh, what have I done? So add 40 keeps the ones that are there and adds 40 to the list. Without the add 40, 40 just replaces the list of what's there. So that's a big point. So the answer is, when I was initially configuring it, no, I didn't need the add, because I was literally saying those are the 3 allowed VLANs, and that's it. So it works out. Okay, so we've got, I didn't do the dead VLAN. Dead VLAN, global config mode, VLAN 999, name dead. This is the so we'll exit out of this. We'll do a show IP interface brief, which works just fine on a switch. And I'm going to say every port that's not used. So that's looks like 3 through 19 and 21 through 24. I'm not going to worry about the gigabit Ethernet ports. No, I didn't forget them. I'm just calling them out. I'll do interface range, fast Ethernet 0/3 through 19, 21 through 24. Didn't think that would work, but I'll try space. Now, try. I always forget which syntax. Let's see if this works. No, something, please. No, there's a way to do that, but I'm just going to do it in 2 different groups. We'll do switch port mode access, switch port VLAN 999, switch port access, VLAN 999, and now I'm going to shut all those ports down. That was my bonus. I didn't put that in the instructions, but that's the best practice. We'll do interface range, fast Ethernet 0/21 through 24, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 999. And I'm just going to do it on this one switch so you guys can see it, and then shut them down. So at this point, now I can do a show VLAN. You can see dead Bob. All these interfaces have been thrown into that, which means if somebody plugs in, they're not getting anywhere. Even if the interface does get powered back up accidentally, it's in a dead VLAN. Again, security best practice. That's that. Okay, so we've got Rico in the admin VLAN. Now we set up the router on a stick. There is so much stuff we're doing in this config. All right. I'm going to jump over here. Almost took down the horse and carriage. Click. I'm on the router. Now, I'm on router 1. Let's do a show IP interface brief. Okay, cool. 2 gigabit Ethernets on there. Now, just getting familiar with this router, just real quick. Zach, can you hook me up on the picture? There we go. Getting familiar with this router. These right here, this is called an ether switch module, meaning this is actually a switch inside of the router. It's a swouter, right? To where in a very small office, you can actually have an all-in-one device just by buying that module. They even support PoE, pretty cool. These are the gigabit Ethernet 0/0 and 0/1. This one going to the internet, this one going to the switch network. You can see it right there, connected over to fast Ethernet 0/24, right? Okay, so let's come back over to the configuration, and I'm going to bring up this picture. I'm going to configure the internet port first, gigabit 0/1. So global configuration mode. It's all falling apart. Interface GI 0/1. Nope, not fast Ethernet. GI 0/1. And I'm going to do IP address 200.1.1.2, 255.255.255.252, which is the /30 right there. Right? Oh, I think you're right. That would have killed us.
T-shirt? Is that a T-shirt?
That's T-shirt worthy. But each point,
I think that's T-shirt.
You just won a Sumer of CCNA. I was moving so quick, I shut down the interface. Fast Ethernet 0/24. I just shut down the interface to the router. We would have gotten there. I would have figured it out, but that was a mistake. That was a mistake. You caught it. Good. Thank you, Micah. I'll do a no shutdown on the internet ports. Exit out of here. I'll go into interface GI 0/0 and do a no shutdown on there. And because of what was just pointed out, that guy will stay down, even though I powered it on. So we got it. We got to fix it. Hang on. Moving the console cable back over here. Click. We're on switch
These
1.
guys have no faith in you, Jeremy. They've got no faith in you whatsoever.
No,
15 minutes left. Will Jeremy make
Everybody
it? Or will they
gets
have
a
to do a
shirt if I
smaller
get it.
T-shirt?
You do that to me, and I will stop talking, and I will just tear this thing apart. And nobody will learn anything. I'm not doing it. All right. Global configuration mode. Interface. Fast Ethernet 0/5. I would just be like, no. Or you just hear me grunting, and the screen would light on fire. No shutdown. Forgot that one connects to the router. Good catch. All right. Now we're coming back over here. There we go. I'm back on the router. And now we're going to configure the router on a stick. Show IP interface brief. And there we've got the interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0, which is now up thanks to the no shutdown. Go into global config mode, and I'm not doing anything under gigabit Ethernet 0/0 because I'm going interface GI 0/0.10 sub interface router on a stick. Encapsulation .1Q10. Otherwise, I can't type an IP address. IP address 192.168.10.1 255.255.255.192. Right? Hang on. Bringing this scratch pad up again. This is where we've got range 1. So hang on. The router will be the first IP address of each one of them. The .1, the .165, and the .129 from each one of these ranges. I know that's hard to see. I only have so many monitors. Okay, so I'll come in here, 192, enter, exit back out. And now interface GI 0/0.20, encapsulation .1Q20, 10.65, and 30. Oop. Following this, Micah?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
The router on a stick.
There we go. Show IP interface brief. Oh, router on a stick. So I'm just going to do some basic ping tests. Ping, let's see if we can ping the ISP. And success. There we go. Let's see if we can. I assigned IP addresses to the switches, right? I think so. 10.2.
You did.
Oh, man. It's all blurring together now. Ping 192.168.10.2.
Uh-oh.
Sometimes it takes a minute when you first bring it up, but that may be an issue. Let's check it. Troubleshooting. All right, I'm going to the switch. Switch 1, where that router is connected. I was too fast for you, Zach.
I'm sorry.
I'm on switch 1. I'll do show interface trunk. Oh man, hang on, show run interface fast 024. Oh my goodness, I made a mistake and no one caught it. Whew, no t-shirts. Interface fast Ethernet 0/5. How did I do that? It
was when you did the range.
It was when I did the range.
Yep. And somebody was commenting on it saying, I wish to goodness the IEEE would make it standard how the syntax for range, because it's all different whether you're talking Cisco or Aruba, Juniper, whatever. And I had to agree with that person out there. I tried to catch it and pin it and put it up there, but it was gone faster than I could. Yep. Jeremy, you got a shirt.
You can see right here. So this is how long it takes for these things to come up. Jeremy gets a shirt. Zach, I finally get a shirt.
It's going crazy here, guys. I don't know what's happening. Sorry.
I'm somewhat sorry. So it takes time for the VLANs to be added. So it will take a minute.
I don't know what's going on here. Sorry. This thing is going crazy. Yep. Zach, can you kill the comment down there? I'm not trying to do that. It's
I got you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, there we go. So notice we just had to wait some time, and now the VLANs are active. Okay. Now, well, first off, let me do a show IP interface brief, because this switch should have VLAN 10. It's right there. So without moving the console port, let's see if I can ping 192.168.10.1, which is the router. There we go. And now I'm going to try and telnet from the switch to the router, and I don't even have to move the console port. Yee-hoo! There we go. So now I've got Cafe RT01. I'm on that guy, show IP interface brief. Even though I'm consoled into the switch, you guys can see it in the little thumbnail image right there. I'm telnetted into the router from there. So the router can ping the 2 switches. There's 2 and there's 3. Just have to wait for that ARP message to get there. Yep, there we go. Show ARP. Might as well just verify that those 2 are showing up with their MAC address right there on the screen. So that's cool. Okay. So I've got 8 minutes.
And these guys didn't believe you. They didn't believe you at all.
Yeah, I'm nowhere. Yes, I'm close to done. All right. So set up DHCP scopes on the router on a stick for each of the subnets. All right. This is where I'm going to bust out a little notepad, because we are going to go a little faster on this. I'm going to do
notepad time.
Highly technical tool called Notepad. All right. So I'll do one of the scopes with you. So first off, it says set up DHCP scopes, reserve the first 10 IP address from each range, and hand out the remaining scope. Use 111 as the DNS server and NC Coffee as the domain. By the way, I know Network Chuck Coffee, he doesn't own that domain. I just picked that one. I did verify it's not going any strange place beforehand. All right. So DHCP scope. So I'm going to type in, and this is going to look funny to you, DHCP. So we'll do IP DHCP, and we will do, first thing I'm going to do is excluded addresses. I'm going to reserve the first 10 IP addresses from each one of those subnets, because if I create the scopes before I do the reservations, it'll hand out the IP addresses before I have a chance to exclude them. So I always do exclusions first. And I'll say, okay, the low IP address, 192.168.10.1. High IP address 192.168.10.10. Good. And then I'll just say, okay, now the second range, 65 to, that'd be 10 IP address 74, right? And the third range will exclude 129 to 138. Good. And now I'm going to do one of the ranges with you, and then I'll do it in Notepad for the other two. IP DHCP pool, and we'll do the one for management. We'll do network 192.168.10.0 with a subnet mask. Now, this is one of the rare commands in Cisco that will actually let you use slash notations. I could actually type in slash, what was it? Slash 26 was our subnet mask. Or I could type in 255.255.192. I'll say the default gateway for this guy, 192.168.10.1. DNS server is 11111. And domain name is nccoffee.com. And that'll all be given. So I'll do a show run section DHCP. And there we go. And this is where I'll use my handy dandy notepad. So I'll highlight this, notepad, paste. And this is how, sorry, it's so small. I wonder if I can make that. Oh, there we go. DHCP pool management. So this is how you can cheat. Well, it's not cheating. It's being efficient. Admin. And we'll make the second one 64. And this will be 10.65 as the default gateway. Copy, paste. DHCP pool public. This is for VLAN 30, right? And we'll do 10.129. And 128 is the network. That's our subnet ranges. And then 129 is the default gateway. Copy, paste, and all those DHCP scopes are configured just like that. Now, Zach, flip on over to the to second cam. My two laptops, Rico and Bob, have long since gone into power save mode. So I'm going to power these guys up, and let's take a look. Now, I don't know if this. Can you see that, Zach? It's probably way too small.
Yeah, I mean, we see it.
Kind of. All right. All right. So I'm going to go in here, CMD, and do an IP config. Oh, look at that. Hang on. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Look at what? I can't see
Run
nothing.
away.
No. Hang on.
We believe you.
It works. Oh, there we go. Hey, I plugged the power on my camera. There it is. I'm zooming in as close as my camera can go. Can you see it?
Yep, we got you.
Look at that. It got the first. Bob is the sleepy kind of dead. Yes. And then let's look over here at Bob. Bob is the MacBook. Let me get logged in. Hang on.
Oh, I didn't even see that you put zombie for Bob there. That's awesome.
Yeah. Bob is my zombie. And so this guy is just coming online. Come on, Mac. You can do it.
I like your Oregon Trail setup, though. It looks nice. That's what it reminds me of. Which one is dying of dysentery, though?
I got the dog. I got everything. Yes. All right. I'm gonna just to cycle it. I'm gonna unplug the little USB network cable and plug it back in. Let's see if this guy comes up. I think the Mac. I'm not even getting a light on this guy, so I'm wondering. Hang on, I think the Mac doesn't like this this USB adapter. I tried to test everything before I started, but USB adapter apparently is not. So I'm going to restart that guy and see if it comes online. Let's see if that happens. At least we got one of them. We've got the Windows for the win on that. Cool. All right. So I'm going to come back over here to the router. Get my Oregon Trail there. That is true. What if he doesn't? Yeah, that is true. So right now, thank you. We will go in and save our config. Okay, so in 60 seconds, Micah, Zach, I don't think I can do
You
it.
got this. You got this.
I got this. Show IP DHCP bindings. At least one of those devices has an IP address, the 75. That's the one that you saw on the screen. So the Mac, when it comes online, hopefully will get an IP address as well. Man, my little cheap China-built adapter didn't pull it off. So the light's not coming on for that guy. The funny thing is it did before. Nonetheless, so we've got one device going. Okay. Let's scroll down.
That's Mac for you, so they say.
I know. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So this is where I'll draw the line. I've got more switchport configs where we're doing spanning tree and everything else. But I want to make sure I respect your time as well. And in the course tomorrow is Friday, right? Tomorrow we will finish the spanning tree and the ether channel, because that's the topics we were just talking about. So right now we'll do the routing and NAT configurations, and we'll see if we can ping from our client device. Okay, so it says set up the IP address 200.111 or 112 on gig 0/1. Already did that. Verify we can ping the ISP. Already did that. Good. Now set up a static default route on the router that simply sends all unknown traffic out the internet interface, gigabit 0/1. Verify it appears in the routing table. All right. I'm on the router. How do we do a static default route? Well, first off, let me do a show IP route and show you that there is none. All I see is the local networks, which are the ones that are the router on a stick interfaces, right? But there is no gateway of last resort, which means if it's not in that list below the highlighted line, the router doesn't know how to get there. So go into global configuration mode. I'm losing internet. Global configuration mode. Thank you, Zach. IP route 0.0.0.0.0.0.0. That is your default route. And where am I going? I'm saying to get anywhere, go out interface, out gigabit Ethernet 0/1. Enter. That's what it was talking about when it said simply sends all unknown traffic out interface GI 0/1. So that's what that does. I'll come back and do a show IP route. And now you can see I've got a gateway of last resort set. So now it sends all the internet traffic out to the ISP at GI 0/1. I don't like that way. I like typing in the IP address of the ISP instead. But if you have a dynamic IP address, like you're getting one via DHCP and you don't know what the gateway is going to be, that one will get you there, right? So now,
I was waiting for somebody to point that out in the comments and demand a shirt. So,
oh man, nope.
Micah,
right.
you get a t-shirt.
You get a t-shirt,
yes!
Micah. Everybody else
global
does.
t-shirt mode.
Why not? So now we're going to configure NAT in such a way that all devices in the cafe can share the public IP address. This is where we'll wrap up, setting up NAT. But actually, the very first time you do this, watch this. And just show IP interface brief. It will freak you out. Matter of fact, it still freaks me out when I do this. Because when you first type in the command, the first thing you got to do is label each one of the interfaces, whether it's inside or outside for NAT. So I'm going to go into gigabit Ethernet 0/0.10. And I'll do IP NAT inside. Watch what happens. If you've ever configured a Cisco device and it hangs like that, you're like cold sweat hits you. Like I just took down the device. Right? But when you turn on NAT for the first time, it just has to get it's like pulling a string on a lawnmower. It's getting going. So yes, we are going to overload it. Gigabit Ethernet 0/20, IP NAT inside. Interface GI 0/0.30, IP NAT inside. And then interface GI 0/1, IP NAT outside. Label what's the inside and outside interface. Good. Now we need to define an access list that says what IP addresses are allowed to be translated. I'll do access lists. And this, by the way, is one of those touchy topics because we haven't fully covered access lists yet. That'll come in the second half of the course. But you have to have it for NAT. So we'll do access list. I'll just do 10 standard access lists, and we'll permit 192.168.1 addresses. Oh, nope, not 1, 10. Somebody was already typing. 10 addresses. So anything with 192.168.10. Now I could actually match every one of the little subnets that I had, and maybe you get bonus points for style. But I'm just going to say, you know what? If it starts with 192.168.10, it's good. That's that wildcard mask that says only those first 3 octets are relevant. 192.168.10. I don't care what that last octet says. It's valid to being added. So now we use the mother of all commands. This one takes a bit to soak in. IPNAT. I'll be the English translator as I type this. That pretty much says, I want a NAT. I want a NAT from the inside of my network out. The inside of my network is defined in access, or actually I should say source, access list number 10. So I'll say that in plain English. I want a NAT from the inside of my network, which is defined as all the addresses that are in access list 10, which is this, any 192.168.10 address, right? And I want to send it out the interface GI0/1. And just as one of those folks said, I want to overload it. It's a huge command. So let's do a show run. We'll do include NAT and filter it down. That's the command. NATing from the source addresses in access list 10 to the interface GI0/1. If I've done this right, Rico should be able to ping the internet. Can't say much for Bob. I think he's still dead. Let's do it. Zach, flip on over to screen. We went back into power save. Here's Rico. All right, I'm in. IP config, I'm going to ping 192.168.10.65. First off, see if I can get to the gateway. And I can. It's good. Can you see that, Micah?
Yep, you're good.
All right.
It's good.
So now there she is.
I'll do a ping 200.1.1.1, which is the ISP. And if we've done that right, so we are pinging to 200.1. Hang on. Let Zach flip me back over to my router, and I'll do a show IPNAT translations. And there it is. We've got a NAT translations coming. It's using ICMP, which is ping, and it's coming from the source address of Rico, and it's going to the outside address of 200.1.1.1. That's the destination, the outside global, from the inside global of 200.1.1.2, which is the router's address. We don't have time to talk about all the inside local, outside global, outside that. We had a whole lesson on that as part of the Sumer of CCNA. But this verifies that our NAT is working well and Rico is alive and well. Not so much Bob. So that is where I'm going to draw the line, because tomorrow we will get the switch ports set up with hard-coded speed and duplex, and then we'll get STP and Ether channel going. That'll be on the live stream tomorrow. I knew 90 minutes was going to be a stretch, but
that's pretty close, though.
Oh man, yeah, it was pretty close. It was pretty close. It's good. So I completely bailed on the 5-minute questions, but I did preface that only if there was time. So hydration break. Micah, let's hit a few questions and then we'll wrap up for the day.
Yeah. You got a couple of really good ones here coming in. I like this one immediately. So in the real world, do you connect switches interface 01 to 01, 02 to 02, 03 to 03, or do we connect them in a lab to make it easier to think it through, to think through it?
In the real world, you try to connect them that way. It does make it a lot easier to say, okay, 1 is a 1, 2 is the 2. It makes it a lot easier. But sometimes just because of how things play out, like you might have one core switch And, you know, the first switch that connects to it gets the 1 and 2 matchup. But then the second one is like, okay, now I've got 3 and 4, and I don't want to have 3 and 4 going to, you know, so you end up having 1 and 2 go to 3 and 4, and then 1 and 2 of the next one go to 5 and 6, and so on and so forth. So it doesn't always line up that way, but when it does, it's really nice, and people try to.
Okay, and this one is, I'm just going to let this be representative of a lot of the different questions that I saw out here. I'll skip over the rest, but it keeps on coming up. I mean, I can't deny it. There's 5 or 6 of them. Please do the CCNP. That would be amazing.
I've seen the request. I would love to. Let me just say, I would love to. I need to see how we can fit that in the schedule. It would be awesome. But that's 3 separate courses. So think of it like 3 CCNAs. So to take on CCNP, it's a lot. It's a big load.
Okay, and then this one was at the same time as when you were shutting down the VLAN 1. Why not shut down the VLAN as well as if you're shutting down the SVI?
So technically you can't shut down VLANs. You can delete them. But with VLAN 1, you effectively shut it down when you remove all the ports out of it. So when a VLAN has no ports left, it's considered shut down or disabled. But as soon as you add a port in, it comes back online. So SVIs you can shut down, like interface VLAN 1, you can type in no shutdown or shut down under that.
I just wanted to put this one up there because this is the first time that this person is attending. It was a fantastic stream. You did amazing, Jeremy.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate this. I knew this would be a stretch, but it was fun. And I'm telling you, I don't know if you could see my forehead. I'm sweating, like literally just like, I mean, it's Arizona, which that's sweating alone, but man, that was a lot. That was a lot more than I thought. It was fun. It's good. Cool. All right. Well, Zach, let's respect people's time, unlike we normally do, where we just keep running the stream. Why don't you take us home?
Yeah, absolutely. So if y'all liked what you saw, and maybe it's your first time and you haven't signed up for the Summer of CCNA yet, please do so. Scan the QR code. I will drop a link into the chat for y'all as well. It is you can join for free, and as of today, all of the free students will have all of the course material from the beginning of the Summer of CCNA up until week 10, which is where we're at now. So you'll get access to all the videos, all of the reading material, and all of the quizzes. If you want to get access to the labs, you're going to have to subscribe to us. That's $30 a month. You can also join as a premium member of the Summer of CCNA, which gets you access to daily live streams, just like what you saw right now. As Jeremy mentioned a few times, we do these every single day. We check in with y'all. We go over the topic at hand or the previous day's topic and dive in further into it and answer all of your questions, or answer as many questions as we possibly can. And it's a fun time. So please definitely consider joining the Summer of CCNA if you haven't yet. And of course, you can always join us on Discord. That's where all of the community is hanging out. I saw a lot of you join today to be part of the giveaway. So thank you for being part of Discord and the community. And congratulations to all the winners out there, of course. And for the last one, Skillbit, they handle all of our labs. So be sure to check out Skillbit as well. Give them a shout out. I'll grab that link right now. And if y'all have any questions, need any help with anything, please feel free to reach out to us. We're always happy to help you guys out as part of your experience here with us. So, Jeremy, people were asking though about the document. So if you send that over to me, I will share that in Discord. I'm sharing it in Discord. So if you want access to that,
I'll put that up along with the video of the live stream when we post the video of the live stream. That would be probably at the earliest tomorrow morning or so. Just because it takes a while for the processing of the video themselves so that we can get it downloaded and uploaded, but I'll attach that. Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome.
I'm literally right now just throwing it in the NCA channel in Slack, guys. So you guys got it, and feel free to hand that out.
All right. We will send that out as soon as we can. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll be doing another one of these just like this in 2 weeks. So if you want to join us, show up again in 2 weeks, or sign up for the premium, and you can join us every single day and be part of the fun and excitement and get get in on all the good memes, like the global configuration mode, because it's so much fun. But anyway, hope you all have a great day and a great weekend. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.